I haven't done a Frank Turek video lately, so here we go again. How can people become better apologists? Well, they can buy all the crap that Frank and other apologists put out, of course, because ultimately, this is all about money. Who here wasn't aware of that? I love watching people like Frank stab themselves in the foot unwittingly, but he does it here again today. They just want your money and they don't care if you get anything useful out of it. It's all a scam. It plays on your emotions and isn't interested in if you walk away with any facts. In fact, the facts are dangerous, so don't you dare go out and read something not on the approved apologetics list. Just keep sending your money to Frank. That's really all he cares about. So, let's go take a look.
Kind of like the gentleman before me, I'm just asking if you have any encouraging word for how we as believers can disseminate this truth in an effective way when we're not professional speakers like you or just everybody.
But before you even get to that point, you need to ask yourself, rationally and intelligently, whether or not the things that you believe deserve to be disseminated to other people. This is the step that pretty much all theists miss, and it's the most important. Because no matter what you believe or why you believe it, before going out to talk to people who don't believe it, you need to understand why they reject your beliefs as valid. If you don't know or don't care why people dismiss your claims, then you're just wasting everyone's time. You need to understand and address the reasons people aren't taking your religious ideas seriously. It's why you don't see so-called professional apologists talking to skeptics very often. They can't admit that there are valid reasons why people don't, and in fact shouldn't, believe the crazy things in their heads. But let's see what Frank has to say.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I've been doing this a while, so it's like anything, you've got to spend a lot of time perfecting anything you want to do, and I'm far from perfect, but you get the idea. If you want to be good at something, you've got to spend a lot of time on it.
That doesn't actually answer anything, Frank. How do you perfect something that you can't actually demonstrate is true, Frank? Or does this fall under the category of creative bullshit? Because if you're talking about facts and truth here, then it isn't a practice that makes you better. It's study. It's learning to separate the wheat of reality from the chaff of irrationality that matters. And that's not something the religious have any interest in doing, is it?
And the thing you're never going to get perfect at is knowing God, because he's the only infinite being.
Well, that's the claim. But I'm not interested in your claims. I'm interested in seeing you prove that your claims are factually correct. And you don't even try. That's the problem. You don't care because this isn't about believing true things and rejecting false things. It's about believing things that make you feel good and rejecting things that don't. And so long as that's true, the religious have nothing that will convince the skeptics. It's not about perfecting your rhetoric. It's about clinging to your absurdly blind faith.
So we have resources that you can get that no one wants to buy. Oh, there's one person. That can help you. And then we have online courses you can take. We have the DVD sets over there that actually go through this. And we have workbooks and curriculum you can get. And you can take courses not only from us, you can take, if you want to get credit, you can take courses from our seminary, Southern Evangelical Seminary, ses.edu. As a ministry, every summer we run a program called CIA, Cross-Examine Instructor Academy, where it's not just me, but a whole bunch of other people. We come together and we try and train people how to present this information and answer questions. So if you're interested in that, the next one is in August. It'll probably be in New York City, in Brooklyn. We move it around the country. So just check our website out for more on that.
In other words, Buy things from us. Give us your money. This is a scam to separate the gullible religious zealots from their hard-earned cash. But I bet none of those resources will actually answer this guy's question. How do you become a better apologist? Well, you make sure that the things that you're trying to spread are worth spreading in the first place. And that's not something that Frank or other apologists want you to do. They don't want you to think about the things that they're pushing. They just want you to believe it. Attend their lectures, take their courses, and of course, whip out your credit card because that's really what this is all about. They don't want you to ask questions because questions don't fill their pockets. They want you to blindly believe what they're saying and then keep coming back for more. Apologists like Frank aren't interested in helping you to become a more rational, skeptical person. If you do that, you won't keep filling the collection plates. They want to keep you stupid. They want to keep your head stuffed full of this indefensible, unsupportable junk, and they want you to be their unpaid shills that bring in more gullible people to the fold. It's how they make a living. This really isn't that hard to figure out.
But look, it's like anything else. You can't be a leader unless you're a reader. You've got to read a lot because you can't learn it all from your own experience. You've got to learn from others. So you have to be able to read.
But you should only read the approved texts that we tell you about, and usually the ones that we write and you have to pay us for. Because they don't want their followers to go out and read things critical of the beliefs that you push. They don't want anyone to deconvert themselves by trying to verify the beliefs that you tell them that they ought to hold. That's dangerous to Frank's bank account. So, sure, be a reader, just avoid all the things that we don't like.
And take stuff in that way. And so there's many books you can get, there's many DVDs you can watch, there's many YouTube videos you can watch that can really help you.
Just make sure that you're on our approved reading list. Don't go watching YouTube videos criticizing the beliefs that you're supposed to hold dear. Don't go buying any books from actual experts in the fields of science or history or philosophy. Don't watch DVDs from people who are debunking the claims that Frank and his apologist ilk are making. That's dangerous and you can't do that. Instead, buy our books and our DVDs and subscribe to our channels on YouTube so that we can keep feeding you a constant supply of irrational nonsense in exchange for your hard-earned money. Most of what we're telling you isn't demonstrably true, but hey, we don't care, and we don't think you should either. It'll make you feel good, and that's really all you ought to care about. Except, it isn't. You're just supporting the shysters like Frank when you stop caring if the things that come out of their mouths are actually so. This video just shows what a scam it all is. They don't want you to be a good apologist because a good apologist has to ask serious questions and demand factually correct answers. And Frank can't risk that. It gets in the way of his scam. He absolutely does not want people to think for themselves because then he wouldn't have that big house and that big bank account. And that's really all he cares about. That's sad, isn't it?
Bum